What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Wes the Good Guy. I am here to talk about the 17-hour long interview that Shay Shay did with MoNique. Now, I don't know the Shay Shay guy. I really don't. From what I was told, he played football, and I think now he's like a reporter for football. I could be wrong. I don't know this guy at all, right? And okay, shame on me if it's a shame on me moment. The only reason why I even know that this guy exists is because of the Katt Williams interview and how viral it went and how I saw so many clips on my timeline. And oh my God, you know, Katt Williams said this, Katt Williams said that, Katt Williams said this, Katt Williams said that. I never saw or heard of the Steve Harvey interview that the Club Shay Shay guy did. You know, any of the Cedric the Entertainers, none of the other interviews. I kind of saw a little tweet or something about the Usher one, but Katt Williams, okay, is the reason why I know about this Club Shay Shay thing on YouTube. All right. And now MoNique is on there. Now, I'm asking y'all because I don't know and I'm not doing my research because I don't care that much, right? Is, you know, Shay, the Club Shay Shay guy, is he like known for like these controversial interviews where people can come out and just spill their guts? Or did Katt Williams like start the trend, right? I'm not going to do research. I'm pretty sure y'all already know the answer to that question. Y'all can let me know. Only reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to talk about the MoNique interview. I actually sat and watched the entire thing. Now, the Katt Williams joint was just as long. I didn't watch the Katt Williams joint. I'm not invested in him. I haven't never been invested in his career. You know, he's not that entertainment kind of thing for me, right? And so I wasn't going to watch the interview. Now I saw snippets of him talking about this person, talking about that person, but I didn't care because I really wasn't invested. And to be honest, the whole thing just seemed very messy, right? Yeah, he was defending his honor and defending himself because these other guys came on the show and did what they needed to do and said stuff about him. So he wanted to come up and clear his name. Nothing wrong with that. But again, it just seemed like the internet was ablaze because he was name dropping and telling his truth. And there are moments when that's like phenomenal, and there are moments where it's just like, okay, all right, cool. You know, I can't really indulge in the hate of other people, right? Again, not knowing the other interviews that were done about him. I'm in support of him defending himself, but I don't kind of, you know, I don't gel with all of that climate, that nature, right? But I have invested interest in MoNique. I followed MoNique's career. Highlights of MoNique's journey for me, not for anyone else, for me. Number one was the Parkers. Number two was her performance on BET when she emulated Beyonce. And number three, just her overall presence in entertainment and as auntie, right? You know, Precious was a good thing. She did really well in Precious, you know? And MoNique is funny to me at times, you know? And so I have invested interest in her. I care about her well-being. I want her to be super successful. And so that's where I am with MoNique. So after the whole hoopla with Katt Williams and now MoNique is coming on, I'm like, uh-oh. You know, what's she about to do? Who's she about to talk? She gonna talk about Tyler. She gonna talk about Oprah. But damn, this thing is almost 4 hours. What else is she talking about in this interview? Okay. My rating of the interview, I think the interview was a 10. You could have missed me with the length, but the interview was a 10. And the reason why the interview was a 10 is because Club Shay Shay did a phenomenal job with gathering his research and asking prominent questions and diverse questions. The whole 5-hour interview was not about Tyler and Oprah. We discovered things about her. Well, I discovered things about her in this interview, and some troubling instances where she had some not okay occurrences or dealings with other people in the industry, right? And so I appreciated the interview. So shout out to, Club Shay Shay for doing the interview. And shout out to MoNique for still being bold enough and brave enough to stand in her truth regardless, right? Gotta love that about this woman, right? And so, highlight number one, MoNique deemed as growing up on the short bus. She cleared up she wasn't on a short bus. She struggled in school, and she explained why she struggled in school. I'm not on it like that, so I didn't know that. So knowing that and finding that out in this particular interview was like, okay, building up on, her history and where she's coming from, right? Highlight number two, the why and the how come about her husband. This whole interview was, in my mind, a dedication to her husband, because in every scenario, in every situation, that man was there. And then discovering how they fell for each other and how it happened was awesome. I wasn't vibing with her saying he my brother, I'm her sister. I mean, she could have used different terms for me, but I gathered what she was saying when she was telling everyone how she, her and this man connected. They've known each other for a very long time. They started out as really, really close friends. Yeah, when people are married, I still like that whole brother and sister and mother-in-law and father, and I'm not married to those terms. So close friend, bestie, road dog. I'm married to those terms. So, finding out, the history with her and her husband was dope. And she said something she said a lot of things that really stood out to me. But what she said was, why are people against a man truly, truly having his wife's back? A man, a black man, truly being, a pillar of strength for his black queen. Why are we downplaying that? Why are we so negative about that? My husband is around for everything because my husband is my manager, And, haphazardly looking into her life, taking glimpses of stuff about what's going on. When he is always there, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I was one of those people that was like, dang, is he like the puppeteer and she's the puppet? It gave that. It gave that, right? But it wasn't until this interview, honestly, where I was able to get more into that whole thing and the dealings between the two of them. And I think it's phenomenal. I would want a partner like her husband, someone that's there through the thick and thin, someone that's supportive, someone that's encouraging, someone that's going to tell you the truth, someone that's uplifting, someone that's going to drill into you so that you can be successful, those kinds of things. And someone that's there, like through the thick and the thin of it. You know what I'm saying? Because these people, her family, has been through a lot because of the dealings of these people that we look up to in the industry. And that's horrible. One, that she's going through all this, but it's phenomenal, two, that she has a strong support system in her husband to get through all of this, right? Because she says in the interview that if it wasn't for her husband, she don't know how she would have ended up mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. So, number two, the husband is phenomenal, right? Number three, the situation that happened with D.L. Hughley and the radio station. That, I was like, what? Now, I don't know if that's been televised before, if she said it before. I know that D.L. Hughley and MoNique had issues and they were going back and forth on social media. And then she went to the comedy show and called his ass out on stage. But the interview explained why. And to be honest, what the is wrong with the people at that radio station? And what the is wrong with D.L. Hughley just saying, oh, this is how we do it? And now I'm kind of like in a position where I can't really judge or combat what MoNique says, because if there's one thing I learned about her in this interview, she got receipts. So, and then again, her story never wavered through all these years. Like, her story never wavered. So for me, it's like she can't be lying. You know what I'm saying? And I just gathered the fact that she just isn't, right? But how in the do you ask MoNique, okay? Well, anyone for that matter, but MoNique, okay? Because at the time of this interview, she is not some, random from the street that y'all are interviewing. This is MoNique, okay? How dare the audacity of whoever that person was that asked her, would you rather your husband sleep with a man with a condom or sleep with a woman without one? First of all, that is a very loaded question with just pure malice and just disheartening, like stereotypical negativity about, oh my God, what? And you know what? For her response to be as civil as it was, baby, it was just an eye opener for me regarding MoNique. I in my short time doing interviews with celebrities and TV personalities and regular folk, right? I have never come out of my mouth asking some kind of crazy question, a question one that involves someone else's family. What? And then the concept of a man needing to sleep with a man only if they use a condom, but they can sleep with a woman raw. That is just ignorant, stupidity, arrogance. Oh my God, so many other adjectives that I can't think of right now, and I'm usually good with. I was just so caught off guard with that. And then to find out D.L. Hughley's response. But then to move on thinking that it was only because of a memo and not a contract and what she said on stage. No, there was a lead up to all of this. So to find the lead up, I was like, wow. That for me, that took me for a loop. Okay. Highlight number 4 for me. That I just caught me off guard. When Tiffany Haddish offered up her opinion, her negative opinion about MoNique when she was being questioned for a magazine, I think it was GQ. And like MoNique, I would assume that the person that asked her these questions were white. First of all, why would you even do that on a white publication? Why would you even do that, right? Second, MoNique and you and MoNique aren't like this. Y'all don't really know each other like that. You know what I'm saying? So again, why? And then on top of that, like the D.L. Hughley radio person, to bring up her family in a situation when you're asked about someone, like if you're asked about me and then you bring up my brother, if you ask about me, then you bring up my mom, if you ask about me and then you bring up my partner, if I'm with a partner, like why would you do that? MoNique's response was exquisite because Tiffany Haddish is not doing well publicly in her career. And for her to even have an opinion, And so I stand with MoNique in her response. If you had a husband like mine, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to MoNique. 5th highlight for me from this interview was the fact that it wasn't that Oprah had the family on. Well, it was that Oprah had the family on the show. But I, for one, couldn't understand what the issue was for that. I never really knew. I just knew that Oprah didn't tell her and the family was on the show and she was upset. That's all I knew. I didn't know about the molestation situation with the brother, right? And so when she pointed that out, that Oprah asked about the brother and called about the brother, I thought that was cool. But then in my mind, I'm like, why are we tripping with the family? What's missing? What's the missing piece about this, right? Again, I don't live under these people's underwear. You know what I'm saying? I don't live in these people's underwear. I'm not like following their life like that to know all the details. I'm not, right? That's not me. And so as I'm watching the interview, I'm like confused. Like, okay, she called you. Okay, she had the family. What's the issue? Like, what's the issue? You know what I'm saying? We finally get to what the issue is. And the issue is Oprah and MoNique had a conversation about the family as a whole, period. The issues that was going on with her, MoNique and the parents, and MoNique and the family overall. Oprah knew all of this. Oprah knew all of this. And so for Oprah to just go ahead and do it anyway, ask about the brother, but not the rest of the family, knowing that you and I have had this conversation already and you know how I feel about that, that is damning to me. That is like, wow, okay, I get why MoNique is upset. I get that. Then to discover all of the situations where MoNique was vying for roles and then finding out that the role was offered to her, pitched to her, was going to be hers. And then Oprah came behind it and was like, no, I want this role. Wow. More details leading as to why Oprah's name is always in MoNique's mouth. I get it. It makes sense to me. Why would someone, and then, you think about all of the things that happened on, the Color Purple set and all of the drama behind that. And it's like Oprah's name, when it's regarding other Black women celebrities, Black celebrities, whatever, it's just not in a positive light. And that just sucks. Someone so powerful in the industry and black is doing things like this or not facilitating a safe space for other Black celebrities to come up and be empowered as well. It's crazy to me. It's really, really crazy to me. And I always champion all of these billionaire, multimillionaire kind of celebrities that are black to do more. And to find out that Oprah is like, what? That is how she moves. That is how she's moving. And again, MoNique been saying this for years, but this interview actually put more specific details into the story that allowed me to get it, right? Because I've not seen one thing where she spelled it out like she spelled it out here. And maybe it's because I don't watch everything. Maybe she has already. I don't know. It is what it is. And then the last highlight, there were a lot of highlights, but the last highlight that stood out to me is that there is a recording of Tyler Perry admitting all of the injustices that he himself did to MoNique, and he still won't come forward and make it right. The fact that, I have another highlight, honestly. I think I have a highlight that trumps pretty much a lot of what I just said. To be honest, I'm going to go right to it right now because we already know what I feel about the Tyler Perry situation. That's crazy. The fact that MoNique shouted out T.S. Madison multiple times in this video really speaks to MoNique's character, because T.S. Madison has been battling Black women for a long time, since she's been like T.S. Madison, right? A lot of people love her, but there are that low niche group that despise her for whatever particular reason. And to have a black woman, okay, on this platform that's going to be seen by millions and 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 millions of people, and she's shouting out T.S. Madison like that, saying if it wasn't for T.S. Madison, her and Lee Daniels would have never made up. If it wasn't for T.S. Madison standing up for Black women, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, this interview it solidified the reason why, I follow her and want her to do well and wish her well and all of the good things are the good things, right? She may not have done well in that last movie she was in that I like ripped to shreds on my review, but absent that, I still see the value and appreciate her for who she is as an entertainer, as a comedian, for what she's done for Black women, for what she's done for Black people, for what she's done for me and entertaining me in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so I sat there and I watched this long interview, and it was really, really good. I hope and pray that MoNique gets what she feels that she needs out of this interview. Okay? Because that's the most important thing. And and as I was watching this interview, right? And I'm looking at Shay Shay. And I'm like, oh, he should have said this. Oh, he should have did that. I'm like nitpicking, right? Because I interview as well. He said something that I knew, like after we had to end the stretch of watching this whole entire 15 weeks interview. And he said something that I knew immediately she was going to correct. Because if you hadn't watched this 15-week interview that I just watched for 15 weeks, you would have already surmised that she is not hurt by these people. She is not sitting in a pool of hurt by these people. And when he said, Tyler, Oprah, I would love for y'all to come on, because MoNique is hurt. I knew she was gonna correct him. I said, she ain't hurt. You ain't hear nothing this woman said this whole time. Ain't nothing hurt about her. Ain't nothing hurt about her. And sure enough, she came right after and said, yeah, I love Shay Shay, but I'm not hurt. I said, yes, ma'am. Tell him. Anyway, those are my thoughts about the MoNique interview with Club Shay Shay. I thought it was phenomenal. Leave your thoughts. What were your highlights of the interview? And who would you like to see, next on Club Shay Shay? Now, I tweeted on my Twitter, I know it's called X, but my Twitter, what's the good guy? People I would love to see on Club Shay Shay, Will Smith. I want to see him on Club Shay Shay. Beyonce, Brandy, who else? Barack. Let me see who else I put on this list. Hold on. Let me go to it real quick. I said Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Brandy, Barack, Fantasia. We saw MoNique, Nicki Minaj, Ryan Coogler, Chris Brown, and Beyonce. Those are the next people I would love to see on Club Shay Shay. Who are the top 5 people you would love to see on Club Shay Shay? Leave your comments below. Deuces.